What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Movie Mondays. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit chat about everything to do with film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going, bud?
I'm good, Conor. How do we find so much news to fill every single week of movie news?
Well, the thing is, we haven't actually done movie news for, I think, 3 weeks at this point.
Ah, right, I see.
Yeah.
So really this week will be pretty easy to fill is what you're telling me.
Well, I actually had so much news to get to, and I was going to talk about some of the trailers, like Oppenheimer, the trailer came out, and then I thought we might just leave it because there's probably going to be another one in like next month anyway, so it's
That
fine.
is very, very fair. And also, surely there's no news we missed in the 3 or so weeks.
I can only assume we've covered everything perfectly. And last week, if you're wondering why we missed it, last week we did our awards show where we gave out all the best and worst movies of the year.
And grandest movie. Most grand movie.
And the most grand. Now, we have no sway. We were just kind of giving it out from our own opinion. But Shaun, last night, I watched The Banshees of Inisherin on Amazon.
What did you think, Conor?
It's fucking excellent, man.
Fucking class, isn't it? It's so good.
Excellent.
I don't know if how it translates outside of Ireland, but that's exactly how Ireland is.
Yeah, I was watching it like, this is really funny, but then I was also like, will other people, I'm not going to say will other people get this as in like we're better than you, we just are idiots and we understand our idiot language better.
And yeah, and like the language, but also just like the way people act in that movie and the way people behave is spot on. Like everyone knows someone who is that character, like the old woman in the shop who's just a fucking nosy busybody.
I cannot. I hope Colin Farrell gets a nomination for it.
Yeah.
I feel like he deserves it. I think it's a really great movie. It's a movie about literally nothing, but it's also about everything simultaneously.
It's also like, if you read into it, it's a whole metaphor for the Irish Civil War.
Oh man,
like, it's so good.
It's so good. Also came out in January, so it doesn't count towards our awards, Shaun. Get the fuck out of here.
It got a pre-release back in October and November, so it could do the cinema rounds for the Oscars this year.
It wasn't on Amazon till January 3rd.
It was on Disney Plus on December 25th.
Never mind, it's back in the list. Retroactively, let's go back. But Shaun, we got to get into this week's movie news. If you could give us a like and review, whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, I'm hoping 2023 is the year of 1 billion downloads, Shaun. That's what we're going for.
Might be too many, Conor. Frankly, I'm overwhelmed.
I'd say too few.
Dial it back, please, listeners.
But if you could give us a review, that would really help us out. Get us in the ears of more people. But Shaun, we're starting off this week of movie news. It's a new year, and that means we're going to change the whole dynamic of the show and only talk about rumours, hearsay, and things that probably aren't true but might be true.
Are we Screen Rant now?
I'm going to go with, we're just going to make shit up. I'm going to start writing articles and make shit up.
I'm just going to take people's photoshops off Reddit and make a story about those.
I do that anyway. Okay, moving on. We're starting off with a rumour that could potentially link a lot of our problems in the MCU currently together.
As in make them all one big problem.
One much bigger, worse problem. Captain America 4, Shaun. We all know what's coming out. But there's the latest rumour coming around is that it could potentially link the Eternals and Wolverine's MCU arrival together through one very simple trick within the movie.
Right. Okay. Okay. So is this... Okay. So this is, and I have no information about this, but this is the big hand that's in the ocean.
You got that right, it's the big hand in the ocean, yes.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's going to be the island where all the mutants are going to live.
You're right about the island. What's on the island is what's going to bring Wolverine in, is that it's made of adamantium, or adamantium is on the island. The new rumour centres on the main plot of Captain America 4, which will be Anthony Mackie's movie debut as Captain America.
Yeah.
And according to Daniel Richtman, who's a bit of a regular insider on all this stuff, which means he just kind of sometimes makes stuff up, I can only assume. But the movie is primarily about an international conflict over a new metal called adamantium, if anyone's heard of it.
Interesting.
And the location of the newly discovered element will be on Tiamat Island.
Tiamat, so that is the name of the celestial that was born. That was an egg inside the earth.
Which, if I just remember the movie The Eternals, Sean, what are we talking about when we talk about that island? Is it just an island?
No. It's a big. Imagine, right, a big head of a man, but he's massive and he's got a body as well.
Crouching inside an egg. That's what he was doing inside Earth.
And he's huge. And like it shifts the tides when he rises out of the water, but it doesn't affect anything. Don't worry about it. And then he's just there forever, and it's never really properly addressed. But
the good news is they stopped them halfway, so no damage was done, Sean.
No damage done at all. No, they just blasted open a section of the Earth's crust and put a big hand out of it.
And a giant man half came out, and then they were like, it's probably grand, to be honest. It's not that bad.
Yeah, and my question though, right, if adamantium is only just now discovered on this celestial island, then does that mean that that Wolverine will only be created from now on? Like, Wolverine doesn't already exist in the MCU, basically, because if adamantium doesn't exist, well, he hasn't gotten it fused to his skeleton yet, is what I'm trying to say.
So, yeah, I mean, he already is like a bit of a mutant anyway, with the bones or whatever. But yeah, the adamantium would be But also the thing with Deadpool is that we know that movie. I'm pretty positive Hugh Jackman has come out and is like, that's going to be time travel more so it doesn't fuck with Logan. So that's what they're trying to avoid.
Right. Okay. So it's not going to be Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Also, Wolverine might just not show up. It's probably just adamantium will be mentioned, which is probably huge because it's a huge plot point in Black Panther about who has vibranium, and adamantium would be like a competitive metal to that, I would say.
Yeah, it's not a case of the strength of this rumor is the fact that it's so believable that it would also be, it's a worldwide thing. It comes from this island. It also seems very clever and a way to retroactively think, well, the Eternals was good. Do you remember when we had that lad come out through the earth? That was a good idea. That wasn't a bad idea.
Significant. But also, one of the main villains in New World Order is going to be the leader, who maybe is doing fucked up experiments on people on the island to do with adamantium, maybe?
By Tim Blake Nelson.
By Tim Blake Nelson, yeah. Playing his character from Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Playing his character from the 2008 Marvel iconic movie. Think of a movie that came out in 2008 that's from Marvel, launched a series, really. Like, it's the bedrock.
An iconic character, you know? Yeah. Showed up, saved the day at one point.
His name, there's no other link. He can jump real high. It's the Hulk. We're talking about the Hulk movie.
Incredible Hulk. Yeah.
It's not Tony Stark.
No, I was trying to think of another thing we could tie in there, but no. The 2008 Everyone Loves Incredible Hulk movie, the guy who was set up as a sequel villain in that is finally showing back up again in New World Order. And
I have a question, Sean.
Yeah.
We've already seen this Cap, and he was in the world-renowned greatest Disney Plus show, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and there was an international conflict in that show that, if we remember correctly, I think it was probably the strongest villain origin I've ever seen.
I will say, wasn't the weakest that we've seen.
It was the greatest conflict I've ever seen between a protagonist and an antagonist, certainly, and that was an international conflict. So are we saying that this Cap can only work in international conflicts?
That Captain America is strictly working outside of America at the minute.
Yes.
Maybe. Because who has jurisdiction over that big hand, do you think?
That's a question.
That might be a brand new sentence, but what's the story there?
That's a question. I don't know. Right? I don't know how many movies I need to watch or comic books I need to read, but I have genuinely no idea who owns the giant god human that popped out of the fucking earth.
Yeah, so that's like, and look, it would go away towards tying the Eternals into the larger world and making it seem like things matter. But I feel it's like it should have been addressed already. Like, surely if they were going to have the big hand come out of the world, they had plans in place for that. And so surely you could have seeded that idea in other movies that came after the Eternals. Do you know what this is exactly like, Connor?
What's it? Like?
It's like at the end of that Transformers movie where it's revealed that the Earth is Unicron and the Earth is a Transformer the whole time. It's the exact same.
Then they gotta make a sequel, but everyone's aware of the fact that the Earth was a fucking Transformer. And it's like, was there a god? Was he inside you? Was he inside us?
He was.
All of us.
Yeah.
He was
inside all of us.
inside us.
Collectively inside all of us, Connor. You're exactly right.
He's everywhere. He sees you when you're sleeping. Well, that's not him. Hang on.
No, that's the other lad.
Sean, I think this plot could be absolutely fine, but also it's a way to link the Eternals into the MCU, I suppose.
Yeah, and then some stuff can happen in space. They might show up a bit in Guardians 3, like Druig and all them might pop up.
You see, now you knew I was going to react to Druig. You know, and Barry Keoghan in the Banshees of Inisherin. So I mean, shout out to Barry, patron saint of the pod.
I think he's rumoured for Best Supporting Actor in that. Which would
way.
He had a very good 2022, didn't he?
He's a very good every year. He's Barry, right?
Barry, lads.
You've got a big rug with his with his face all over it.
It's not a rug, it's a throw, Connor. And also, you gave that to me.
That's my best reference. Is that I always say you have it, like you're the biggest fan.
Like I went out and sought this out.
I went to Etsy and I found someone, the only other person. They put a lot of love and heart into it, and they did a really good job, but it's just the fact that you have it is just it's endlessly entertaining to me.
When you stay over sometime, you can sleep with that blanket.
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I'm taking your bed. You're on the couch. So we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this genuinely came out today. Yesterday, and it was something that really it's quite out there, and only I think maybe as Irish people we will understand it more, because Sean, Gladiator 2 has recruited its lead actor as the son of Maximus.
Interesting. Now famously Maximus was a very good gladiator. Do you think an Irish person is going to play the son of a famous gladiator?
So you've got the son of Maximus, Gladiator 2. Ridley Scott is set to return to direct the movie. And who happens to get the lead shot? If I give you 100 guesses of who it is, it's a man who's been in the news recently for having lunch with Angelina Jolie.
Connor, I don't keep up with that kind of news. Who?
He knows Sally Rooney.
What?
He's from Minute.
No, fuck off. No, it took me a second, but what? Paul.
It's Big Paul. Paul Mescal from Normal People.
That's fucking
recently
hilarious.
Broke up with his fiancée Phoebe Bridgers.
Yeah.
Apparently, I don't keep up with the rumours. That's the idea we're getting. Didn't Actors on Actors with Joe, what's his name? Taylor Swift's lad. And
Jonas?
Now Paul. Not Jonas. Now Paul is going to be the lead actor in Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2. Is that the most
The man is falling up. How did this happen? He's going to be running around in his little hurling shorts in the middle of a fucking arena.
In his GA shorts. Oh man, he's going to look so good.
That's hilarious. I'm like, I don't know what else to do with this story other than just good for Paul.
It was what. Like that was my reaction. Was I heard it and I went, that can't be fucking me and you are like, we know where he's from and we know the small fucking town that he's in, and he's just like, and he played GEA. We're like, that he's not in Gladiator 2, is he? He's the lead actor.
He's not the son of Maximus, is he?
Yeah, he is. Deadline has reported it, Sean.
I mean, look. Good time to be an Irish fucking indie actor, isn't it?
Now, Gladiator 2 will take place decades after the first movie and is likely to follow Lucius as he searches for the truth about his biological father, discovering that he is in fact the secret son of Maximus. Now, this is the thing. You're thinking, look, there's a whole bunch of American lads that have black hair and can get real muscly and could be all tanned, and you could just put them in this movie. There's a billion of them, right? But they've chosen the whitest Irish looking man,
the palest lad with the biggest Irish head on him, to play. Presumably, like, is he like Roman? Like, what's going on here?
Like, I think it's great. I want to see what accent he does, and I hope it's his Kildare accent.
Keep it Irish. Keep it the Kildare accent, please. I need that. Barry did it. Barry keeps the accent in all of his roles.
Yeah, I want Barry and I want Paul. They're the two lads for this show that we got to support.
And Paul, just as like Batman and Robin or some shit. No, sorry. Cast Paul as Mr. Freeze in the Batman.
And he's just doing the normal accent. Just ice puns, but just with an Irish accent.
Ice. Yeah. He'd just be... Oh, that would be so funny. I don't begrudge the man getting work. I think he's a fine actor. I think Gladiator 2 is a dumb idea anyway, but I think he'll have fun with it. So,
Paul... the idea of the Colosseum going around and him shouting, "Are you not entertained?" endlessly entertains me. And I want to see what he does, but I'm not doing it in a mean way. I genuinely am like, fair fucks to the lad, the big Irish head in him. Let's fucking see what he does.
Yeah, no, we wish him well, you know? Like, and look, I'd love to get him on the pod to talk about it at some point.
Oh, and he would.
It feels achievable, doesn't it? Somehow. More achievable than Barry. Like...
Barry's too far gone now. We got to get on Paul now. If I hadn't seen Normal People, that's where he shot the fame here. But before that, he was just genuinely a lad who played local sports and he liked acting on the side.
Yeah, he was in a few plays and stuff like that, and then he just got a big TV show out of it. And you know what? Fair fucks
man,
to him.
This might be the most out of left field casting news I think we've covered in years, but it's also the one I'm most excited about seeing.
Yeah, and also he won't have the problem that Barry has, is that people can pronounce his last name, you know, whereas Barry gets Keegan or Cogan, or, you know, but Mescal, easy to understand.
Barry actually said it was Kyogan recently, and I was like, Barry, that's not how you say your second
Barry,
name.
You're wrong, first of all.
Barry, I don't want to tell you what to do, but that's not how you say your name.
You go over there with Gal Gadot and Melissa Benoist, okay?
So we're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is a piece of news that I really felt like was going to excite you. Now, I had National Treasure news and I got rid of it.
You pushed National Treasure news for this.
Pushed it, right? And I know you hate National Treasure because... the news, to be honest, was just we might be doing a movie. That was kind of the news.
We've had that news every 6 months for the last 4 years.
And I throw that in every single time just as bait to you. But this is the one time I've gotten rid of it.
I haven't watched the series yet, by the way. I haven't watched the National Treasure series.
I'm sure it's absolutely bad like the movies. It's not one of those where you go, wow, the series has really let the movies down.
They're all equal.
Shaun, a Harry Potter reboot is rumoured to be in the works at Warner Brothers Discovery, with them doing a full reboot of all of the movies.
Sorry, can we play back the tape to just before Christmas where I fucking called that they were going to do this?
Yeah. They were talking about just doing like a reboot of generally, or doing a new Harry Potter movie, but now we found out that it's going to be a full reboot. Well, we haven't found it out. I'm saying hearsay rumours have said they're planning. Now, the only reason I'm giving any credence to these rumours is that, lads, it's fucking Warner Brothers. Like,
yeah, they are desperate, as it turns out. Do you think... I still don't think people want that. No one wants that. No one wants the same movies again, because people still on the regular go back and watch those original seven or eight movies, whatever it was. Like, I don't think it's going to be... It was special because it was a global phenomenon, and it had all these books and all this hype, and then the story finished and it was over, and then people would like to go back and relive how they felt at that time. They don't want, hey, let's just... Wild thought, let's do it again. And they'll pick the worst child cast ever. It'll be horrendous.
See, that's the thing with these movies, right? Those movies shouldn't be good. There's 8 movies and there's child actors and they should be shit, right? But they somehow rattled 8 off in a row with the child actors not going off the rails, becoming pretty fucking good actors in all of their own rights, and keeping the story together, that it's coherent, that it's good. That is a 1 in a billion trillion chance of ever actually happening. And so that idea that you're like, sure, we'll just do it again. Sure, we did it right the first time. What could go wrong this time?
Yeah.
It genuinely doesn't make any sense.
It really feels like they're tempting fate, doesn't it? Because there's no way. And also, like, the first Harry Potter movie came out in 2001, did it? No, early.
Yeah, 01, yeah, it was Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone or whatever.
In America, yeah. I just want to get to... Because the movies didn't come out within the span of 8 years. Yeah, so 2001, and then Deathly Hallows 2 was 2011. So you got 10 years of movies there. But I feel like they're going to try and condense that. And they're going to try and tell the whole story in like 5 or 6 years.
Well, you got to get those actors before they get old, Shaun.
That's true. Or like, but who do you can't, people will not be happy whoever you cast as those roles, because they already have the idea and they're really happy with how the movies originally are. So why put this poison chalice in your own hands, like, as Warner Brothers?
Especially because, like, when was the last one? Like 10 years ago?
2011. The Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out.
So, 12 years ago now. But, like, yeah, like, I mean, and also, Daniel Radcliffe and all that, they're still working. They're still around.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy to think that, like, well, you're now Harry Potter, but there's going to be a new Harry Potter. They're going to turn it into, like, a Batman. There's always a new Batman every 5 years.
Yeah, but, like, I think they are all... Most of them are very well, they're all well adjusted, but they're like, no, look, that was a time in my life and I did that, and now I'm doing whatever I want to do. I don't think they, like, because they're going to be dragged back in to give this fucking legitimacy to it, where they're like, they're shaking each other's hands.
Daniel Radcliffe's on the press tour?
Oh, I think they're absolutely bringing him in on the press tour. I think they try and cast him as Dumbledore or some shit. Like, just the absolute worst pandery casting you've ever seen. And how do you feel JK feels about all this? I don't care, quite frankly. Fuck yourself.
I don't want to give her more money.
No, I don't know. Why did they keep, like, I'm sure maybe sales of her fucking book where she complains about being bullied online, maybe those sales are down, and so maybe she's pushing a reboot. But I also think Warner Brothers are just as bad to be like, well, we promised 5 of these Fantastic Beasts films and now we made a fuck of them, so what if we just did the ones that worked, do them again? I genuinely think if they marketed that they were doing a full run of all of the Harry Potter films from like July to December, and they're going to put one out a month, I genuinely think that would be a better strategy for them.
Yeah, I think they would also make more money. I feel like doing these movies will have people turning on them quite quickly, because you have 8 movies that are good. It's not like the first one failed and people are like, we'd love to see it done well. If the first one is 8 perfect films in terms of it starts childish, gets darker just like the books, works its way through, that's not to say, like, obviously the books have their own problems with their own, like, fucking generalization of a lot of the international characters and students within them.
Yes.
But the movies can't do anything about that. It's just a pretty good reflection of what's in the book itself in movie form, and I think all the actors do an exceptional job as well.
Yeah, and it did capture the aspects of like the magical world that made it so, you know, that made people enjoy the stories in the first place, and it like, which is always difficult with an adaptation because people have their own idea of things in their heads. And so to make 8 films that are almost universally liked for being a faithful adaptation of the books, I don't think you can do that as easily 12 years down the line when everyone's a little bit burnt out by Harry Potter now.
Yeah. Like, and you also have, like, do you feel like the Fantastic Beasts movies are still also fresh in everyone's heads and everyone's kind of like, well, they were actually quite bad in general? I think that probably soured some people on the franchise, but also no one saw the third one, so like people are probably just good.
Done with it.
It's a clean slate.
Clean slate, just wiped clean. But like, it's 22 years since the first one. Do you think it's reasonable to just make it again at this point?
Well, if there was one movie in 2001, yes, it would be remade. It was the fact that there's 8 movies ranging over 10 years that makes it slightly harder to then be like, yeah, let's just do it again, brand new 8 movies. Why not?
It's going to be so shit, though. It's going to be, like, especially like the first one where it's like silly and childish a little bit. Like trying to adapt that in 2023 or 4, whenever this comes out.
I think you go extra hard from the very start. Like, it's pure dark. Like, people are dying from movie 1. Just straight up. But like,
that's not in the... like, you would have to change the books at that point, and that's how you further shoot yourself in the foot.
At that point, you're shooting yourself anyway. It's just, you're going to make them... They'll make some money because they have the Harry Potter name, and then they'll stop 3 movies in because they're like, oh, these aren't doing as well as we thought they would. Because obviously,
yeah. So I think I'm making it clear. I don't want this to happen.
I'd love it to see it happen. I think it's a great idea. Warner Brothers, do it again. Let's go.
God,
and when you do it, very importantly, delete the old ones from all the streaming services.
Oh yeah. So if you want to consume Harry Potter, there's only one way to do it.
You gotta watch the new ones, kids.
That's all you get.
We're moving on to our next piece of news. Another news story strictly put in for Sean Meehan, and that is Pirates of the Caribbean to be rebooted with a younger cast, says producer Jerry Bruckheimer.
They got Jerry in on this.
Big Jerry's come in with an update, yeah.
You know what? The big JB. I mean, look, more pirate stuff in the world. What's there not to like?
So you love pirates.
I love
we
pirates.
all know that.
I love pirates so much.
Your favourite pirate is the lady from Power Rangers Turbo, the movie.
Diva Tux, yes.
Diva Tux. That's your favourite pirate. But Johnny Depp's Captain Sparrow, surely a close second.
Sure, absolutely. Do you know, I only watched Salazar's Revenge the other day for the first time.
Is Salazar's Revenge? Dead Men Tell No Tales is the last one.
That's it, and that's Salazar's Revenge as well, depending on where you're from.
They're the same movie.
Same movie, different titles for different regions. Yeah.
Okay. And does it hold up?
I will say it's better than the Mermaid one. It's the worst Jack Sparrow, but it's a very good Captain Barbossa movie.
And it's mad that you say it's the worst Jack, because I think he consistently becomes a million times worse with every passing movie.
Oh, well, in the 5th one, like, it's bad. Like,
it's 5 times as bad as the first one.
It's when there was stuff that he was just showing up on set not in a good state.
Yeah.
And it's awkwardly cut around him for most of it.
And it's a lot of shots from the back, but they got like a stand-in.
Yeah. A lot of faraway shots of running and flailing the arms, you know?
So, I mean, Pirate 6 has long been pretty much rumoured. And Margot Robbie's movie as well is now off, I think. I think that was cancelled late last year. So, in this one, they have Pirate 6 lined up. And it's going to apparently be a fresh start with an all-new cast. Which seems to me to be like, well, then don't call it Pirate 6. Maybe call it Pirates 1 again if you're going to do a fresh new cast. Because otherwise...
Is it like a hard reboot? Like, they're like nothing of the previous world exists, or it's just like we're following a new, younger cast of characters.
I think it's a younger cast.
Okay, kind of like a Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy's locked in. There's no way they're doing this without Timothy.
You give me Timothy Chalamet, you give me Tom Holland, you give me Zendaya. I will give you a successful pirate movie.
And I think Tom Holland and Timothy Chalamet, their characters, like, nobody can tell the difference. They should be identical twins.
Yeah, absolutely. And they wear very similar outfits. It's like a bit the whole time.
I think I figured out the plot of the movie, Sean. There's another group of pirates that want to assassinate the captain of the ship, who is Timothy, right? But then every time they show up, they're like, there he is, and they track him down. It's from behind, but it's Timothy Holland. It's like, not Timothy.
It's like The Prestige, but with pirates.
Exactly. And then Timothy is just hiding in plain sight because he's dressed as Zendaya. And so then it's just, it's like an internal, and then it gets more and more just extremely strange as the plot goes on. And then eventually Jack Sparrow turns up and maybe escapes through multiple situations that will definitely kill him.
I will say, I love how I just went on a big thing about why remake a beloved franchise. It's only happened recently. It's a terrible idea to reboot Harry Potter, but fucking give me pirates any day.
Can I say the difference?
Yeah, go ahead.
All the Harry Potter movies, I would say, are loved.
Oh, and I would say 3 of the 5 existing Pirates of the Caribbean movies are good and loved. 1
is known universally as a fantastic movie. The rest get so much progressively worse.
Do you want to know my ranking? My ranking of those 5
Your ranking has to be 1 as 1,
3,
surely.
1,
Fuck
2,
off.
5, 4. That's how it goes.
That is madness, first of all. Secondly, number 3 is the longest movie ever made.
Yeah, you get more pirates for your money.
No, it's so long. And Johnny Depp comes back from the dead.
Yeah, but like so does Barbossa, and you have no problem with that.
No, but Barbossa's not going, oh no, a lot. Barbossa's cool, calm and collected.
I will see that, and I will raise you Bill Nye as Davy Jones.
But he's also in, is he in number 2 as well?
He's in 2 as well, yeah. He's in 2
Yeah, but just because you have one great piece of CGI and one great character does not make the good movie.
I disagree.
Look, you gotta have that blind loyalty. You gotta go in, right? I think that this idea for a new movie works a lot better in this environment, because if you're going to start again, it's kind of like, it's also not based on any books, so you're not held to anything, so you can just go wherever you want.
Disney, right?
Yeah, it's just based off a Disney. Just make up a new story with pirates and don't have Johnny Depp or any of the old cast in it, and you're kind of okay, but they'll definitely bring Johnny Depp back at a later point.
What if they make this and it's like fucking Master and Commander? Like, it's just an outstanding nautical
with Timothy,
fiction.
Tom Holland and Zendaya.
With Timothy Holland and Zendaya, of course. Timothy Holland, we're calling him.
Timothy Holland. No, it's Timothy and Timothy.
It's Timothy Chalamet and Timothy Holland. And then Zendaya.
And Zendaya just confused between the two of them constantly.
And then, I don't know, who else do we get in there as like the older pirate? Like
I was going to go
Wahlberg.
No, I don't want Mark getting work. I'm going to come in strong. I don't like Mark Wahlberg.
Colin Farrell.
Yeah, Colin would be great in a pirate movie. He's so good. And Finn Wolfhard would have to be there.
Yeah.
He's like Timothy's younger brother, but he's also Timothy's younger brother.
Paul Mescal. He's like
Paul.
He can play the villain.
Paul's the villain. He's so busy as Paul.
He can't swim.
And Barry and Paul are the opposite pirates.
Yeah.
And Colin Farrell is like, he used to be their commander. They used to have an Irish pirate ship.
I've got it. Yeah, they had an Irish pirate ship. They're a family. He's their dad.
He's La Familia.
He's La Familia. And so Paul, he goes off, he becomes like a captain in the Royal Navy. But Barry, he's a free pirate captain.
Yeah.
And so they have this differing opinion, but they're brothers.
So it's like a triangle. So you got Tommy and Timothy in there.
Triangle, yeah.
You've got Colin Farrell leading them.
Yeah.
Then you got Paul Mescal. He's with the police. Or the ship police.
The Navy? The Coast Guard?
But back then, what were they called? The ship police.
They would have been the Navy, surely.
The commanders.
The police. I'm telling you the word.
No, Sean, I think I know. And then on the other side you have Barry. And Barry can't swim, but he's like a good pirate.
Yeah, he's the best because he never goes overboard.
He's never once. He always ties a rope around his leg just in case.
He's tied to a cannonball the whole time.
Sean, do you think this could work, a new Pirates movie? If they 100%. Do that, yes.
I'll fund it myself if needs be.
Yeah, I mean, if you do that, yes. If it's any other plot, no. I'm going to say no.
I will only accept what we have laid out here on the pod.
We're moving on to our next piece of news, Sean. This is just a small piece that I wanted to cover. Is we never got to talk about Henry Cavill bringing back Warhammer 40K, a series to Amazon.
Yeah, it's great news, isn't it? So
yeah. So if you could let people know what the backstory of this is.
Yeah, so Henry Cavill was The Witcher for age. He was Superman for a while, and then the movies got bad, and so he wasn't Superman for ages. So he went to The Witcher on Netflix. And then a whole bunch of stuff happened with DC, and then The Rock talked DC into bringing Henry Cavill back as Superman in Black Adam. To do this, Henry Cavill had to give up The Witcher to return to the DC films. And that's good. So Henry Cavill was really excited. Liam Hemsworth, very excited to be the new Witcher.
Liam was at home when he got the call.
He's like, yes, Chris, you're never going to believe it.
You're never going to believe this, Chris.
And then James Gunn and Peter Safran are the new heads of DC, and they're doing a big shake-up on the slate. And so Henry Cavill, after putting out a lovely Instagram video where he said, I'm back as Superman, thank you for all the support, he had to put out a different statement saying, I am no longer Superman.
Yeah.
I am sorry. But then, mere hours later, rumours started, Henry Cavill is in talks to do a Warhammer project at Amazon. And if
anyone doesn't know, Henry Cavill is the biggest Warhammer player in all the world, literally and metaphorically.
Size-wise and also just passion. The man loves the series.
If you ever watch any of his interviews, if someone brings up Warhammer, his eyes light up. Like he's just it's the most interesting thing to him in the whole world.
It's a super interesting world, Connor.
Yeah. He loves The Witcher, and he loves Warhammer, and he loves Superman, and he's done the first two, and then he got fired, and then he was like, fine, I'll do the third one.
Fine, I'll do it myself. And so now he's doing a TV series based in the Warhammer universe for Amazon. And he put out a statement and he was like, I am going to make this the most faithful adaptation there has ever been.
Just to show you how faithful, there are currently no writers or showrunners attached to it as of yet, other than Henry Cavill.
It's just him. He's also starring in it.
So he's like funding it, launching it, he's starring in it, and you know right well he's fucking half writing the thing. Like he's like, this is what we're doing, and if you bring a writer to me that says something, well, the audience might not get it. Get out.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing.
See, there's a shit ton of Warhammer books as well, and a few of them are really good. I said there's hundreds of these books, and there are dozens of good ones.
There's 5 good ones.
But there's one guy who consistently just writes the best ones. His name is Dan Abnett. And so I say, get him and Henry in a room together.
Oh.
And just let him create the most beautiful story known to man.
And you know what? It'll make no money, but Henry will just be happy. And I think Henry's a lovely man, and he should be happy.
I think you underestimate how popular Warhammer is, and how expensive of a hobby it is, and how much money people are willing to devote to it at the minute.
But they have no money left after buying all the stuff.
That's true. But
Henry can't buy a ticket after wasting all my money.
Send me an MP4 of the series, please.
I know, Sean. Sure, I bought you some for Christmas.
You did, and it's look. I'll build it soon.
Yeah, it's soon. Eventually.
Yeah, it's such a scam of a hobby because they sell you unbuilt, unpainted plastic models.
It's actually it's the greatest gig of all time. It's like, fucking throw it in a box.
Yeah.
Be grand.
Be grand, they'll figure it out themselves. We'll sell them paint and brushes as well.
It'd be like if you bought a jigsaw, but they didn't like cut out the shapes, they just gave you the big fucking picture, and they were just like, cut it yourself, then put it back together yourself. Talk to us after that.
Yeah, that's basically how the hobby works. I was chatting with some people locally in the club about it, and what do you like? How do you tell a story in that world? Because it's massive. There's so much shit going on all the time.
I suppose it's like World of Warcraft. Like there's like billions of stories you can tell, so you just got to try and pick the most interesting one.
See, the most interesting thing and the most well documented thing happened 10,000 years before the main game is set, I will say. Called the Heresy, Conor. So basically, the Emperor.
You don't need to tell me, Shaun, but go on.
18 sons.
Yeah.
So, and then half of them fell to chaos, half of them stayed good, and they had a big fight. And the Emperor ended up a corpse man on a big chair. So, that's where he is now.
Sorry, is he still alive as a corpse man, or is he dead as a corpse man?
See, he's his chair is life support basically, and they sacrifice 10,000 psychic people to him per day to keep him alive.
Per day,
Conor.
Fucking hell! Imagine you didn't get picked for the first 6 days of the week, and you were a psychic.
But Conor, he's been in that chair for 10,000 years.
That's almost too mad. That's 362,000 psychics a year, or 64,000. And how many is that a decade?
Billions of people have been sacrificed to this man. He fights demons in. It's called the warp. It's basically space, but it's where any human emotion exists, and it all exists all at once, all the time.
Everything everywhere all at once.
Everything everywhere all at once. It's basically hell, and he fights demons there, but his real body is slowly decaying in a chair. He is a skeleton man. He's functionally dead.
Do you know when this movie's coming out, or this series is coming out? Henry Cavill's going to be on a press tour.
Oh yeah.
And here's my suggestion. Me and you, we send you, right? And you and Henry just have a fucking chat.
Oh, I'd love it. And
you know what?
So much.
If they were like, you have 5 minutes, and you went in just with this, and you were just like, I thought you were going to do this, yada yada. He would go, give him another 10. Give him more time.
Hang on, let him cook here.
Hold up, let him cook.
Let him cook. I would love to sit down.
Oh man, I think we should turn into like one of those press like we go to all the press tours and just try and get like those sound bites. Like, he hates this movie.
Yeah, I think we'd be good at that. We'd be good anytime Henry is in, because we would just chat.
And he's so nice.
Yeah.
He's grand. Like, it's when they're mean that me and you would immediately turn on them. Like,
right, fuck you, so Paul.
Our eyes narrow. So we're moving on to our next piece of news, and it involves a certain man a certain man who I don't really find terribly exciting. Also, a franchise I don't find terribly exciting. James Bond. The producers, Shaun, may have found their next James Bond, and that is Mr. Aaron Taylor Johnson, who has had a promising meeting with them to try and put himself forward as the next Bond.
Do you know what this says to me? There is not a chance that they're getting a sequel to Kraven the Hunter.
Yes! Give it to him.
Give him Bond. Just final nail in that coffin.
Yeah.
He's the right age for like what they're going for with Bond.
I think he's a very boring choice. I'm sure he's a nice man, but I just think it's just a very boring choice.
He's very safe, isn't he?
Yeah. And to be honest with you, I don't know what we expected, because I think obviously it's not locked in, but I think the Bond producers want it safe. They don't really go outside the box too often.
No, like Craig, when he came in, he was a different Bond than we'd ever seen.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of enough. But now everyone's used to that version of Bond, and I think they don't want to shake it up too much. So they'll just bring in Aaron Taylor Johnson as like, what would his thing be though as Bond?
Yeah, what is Aaron Taylor, like, what do you think of Aaron Taylor Johnson? I think he's a very talented actor, but I wouldn't describe him as like terribly charismatic, but I also don't want to be mean to the man because he seems nice.
He does. No, he seems nice. I always just think of him in Kick-Ass, man.
Yeah, like, that's what I think of as well. Yeah,
and I think that's my favorite version of him. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, he's also in Bullet Train, isn't he?
He's really good in Bullet Train.
Yeah.
He's also in. Do you remember that Godzilla movie from like 2012?
Oh, but that movie's quite bad.
It's not great. It is not great. But he's in it.
He is in it.
He's Quicksilver for a bit.
Yeah, for a tiny bit, for a very quick moment. I mean, it's one of those where once I heard the casting, I went, oh, okay, grand. And then I just kind of moved on with my life. And I feel like a James Bond casting should be probably more exciting than that.
It should be, but
Paul Mescal.
An Irish Bond. Bring another Irish Bond. Give it to us. But look, I don't think he's a bad choice.
No,
I don't know who I want for Bond because, quite frankly, I don't really care about James Bond.
Is there an actor that could be cast that would make you interested? That's a better question.
That is a much better question, Connor.
Cavill?
Yeah. What?
Henry Cavill?
Henry Cavill. See, I know because I want him to do the Warhammer series.
Yeah,
so
if he's doing Bond, he can't do Warhammer.
Let him cook.
Yeah, we gotta let him cook a little bit.
I don't know, like someone just a bit fucking different. Like not just like. I know he's been talked about for ages. Idris Elba would have been a fantastic.
Oh, like that would have been the best fucking choice like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't even think it's a bad choice now, but it's just like if you want more than 2 films out of him, you probably do. You know, Donald Glover,
Michael B. Jordan,
good Bond, very good Bond. I mean, you got John Cho, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah,
you got. Who was the fella? He was in Hamilton. He's in the what the fuck? What's that film about the train I really like?
Bullet Train?
Snowpiercer. He's in Snowpiercer, the TV series as well. Daveed Diggs. I think he'd be a fun Bond.
I think there's loads of cool options that you can do. Just like it doesn't have to be a regular human being they're all the exact same anyway.
Yeah.
So
I'd also like a smaller Bond, you know? Like
a Bond that blends into the crowd.
Yeah. Like not a fucking superhero.
Tom Cruise.
David Tennant.
I always thought that about Henry Cavill was like, how the fuck could he be a spy? Because he walks into a room and he's 6'4" and built like a fucking tree,
and everyone just looks at him.
And everyone's like, who's the big fucking unit over there?
I think who and the dude who plays the guy with one eye in House of the Dragon, the younger guy.
Oh,
I think he'd be a good Bond villain.
He'd be a really good villain. Oh, he's chewing scenery.
Yeah, he plays that perfectly.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I think that's probably a question we should all ask. Is like, who? Maybe Bond as a franchise has kind of like lost a lot of its stuff over the last probably 20 years. Nothing to say with Daniel Craig. Like Casino Royale is an amazing film. It's just, where do you go from there? I think a cool question to ask is, who could they cast that would make you go, can't fucking wait for that next Bond movie? Cannot wait. It's going to be so cool. I'm very interested to see what they do with them.
Wouldn't it be cool to get like Eddie Redmayne, but as like a calmer Bond?
Just chill,
just like, and maybe like does not want to do this, but he knows he's really good, and it's like greater good kind of a thing.
Do you know who's good? Daniel Craig, the guy from Knives Out.
Yeah.
He could do
Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc.
He'd be a great detective, surely.
He's so good at that. Like he could totally play Bond.
People are pulling out. Is it Spectre? Was the most recent? What was the most recent Bond movie?
It's Spectre was the last one, I think. Oh no, No Time to Die.
That's the one. There's a load of clips where he's like interrogating Blofeld,
and he's like
the
Benoit
rhythm
Blanc.
of his speech is just Blanc the whole time.
He was probably just having a bit of fun on his way out. I think he was already filming Knives Out at the same time, so he was probably like bouncing between the two of them. So we're moving on to our next piece of news, and it involves one Ezra Miller, who, look, we've all said that Ezra should probably be maybe left behind in the DCU. James Gunn coming in,
that was happening,
taking over. It was said maybe they were going to they're letting everybody go. Well, Ezra Miller reportedly could continue as the Flash in James Gunn's new DCU.
In what fucking world is that a good idea?
Yeah, Sean, I also have another follow-up that Variety has reported that Warner Brothers are looking at the Flash movie as the Dark Knight trilogy level of excitement, that they think it's going to be that good.
What Kool-Aid are they fucking sipping in Warner Brothers? It's going to be a train wreck. It's going to be bad. They were excited about Black Adam as well.
Apparently the idea is that Ezra's done so well because they haven't been in the news for a while. And they've been going to all their classes, and they've been having a good old time, and they've been really just apologising a lot for all of the illegal stuff and all the fucked up stuff they were doing. And so now, off the hook, Ezra ready to go. Back in, ready for another one.
Like, unless they keep Ezra around and they keep Barry Allen around, and then they like pass the torch on to like, who's the Flash after Barry Allen?
Wally West.
Wally West. Unless they just introduce
Jay
Wally
Garrick
West.
is before.
Before, okay. Unless they just like bring Ezra back for one movie and then get a new Flash. I think, please, clean slate the whole thing. Just start again. It's fine. No one cares.
Apparently there's also I just have lots of DC news, and we're finishing off this week with DC news as well, but just before that, there's news that James Gunn wants to bring back Ben Affleck just to direct one of the movies. Now that doesn't say it has to be a Batman movie. That could just be any of the new DC slate, which he has also announced he will be fully announcing later on this week. So the announcement is there's an announcement coming.
My God. Okay, that's good to know. That at least we'll know where we stand with it then. I did also see rumours that Cavill might be back as Superman.
No, he's gone.
Please, let the man just do his work.
Like, Ezra should be gone regardless.
Yeah.
And I think that Henry Cavill, unfortunately, is probably out. I don't know how you bring him back. If you bring him in and then go, no, he's out again.
The only thing that should stay is please still make Blue Beetle.
Yes, we just want Blue Beetle to just let Jamie Reyes come out. You know what I mean? Just let him cook.
And I let the Suicide Squad, that can remain as well. Okay?
See, a lot of people were like throwing that in James Gunn's face to be like, oh yeah, he kept the suit, but that was the only good one they've had for
literally
years.
The only good one that they made. Okay,
they made Wonder Woman. That was pretty good. But the second one was not very good, or not very well received, more so.
Yeah.
And it wasn't as strong as the first one, and it just came out at a weird time. Aquaman, I think he likes Momoa, but I also think Momoa wants to be Lobo, so I think he wants to step away from Aquaman. So I don't think you can do what's the phrase? You can't be half pregnant. So you either do it all or you don't do nothing. So you either get rid of everybody or you don't. And the only people he wants to keep are probably the people in the Suicide Squad, because when he wrote the movie, he had an idea of where he wanted to take those characters moving forward.
And that is more self-contained as a project.
And that movie's so good.
It is so good. Like, leave it alone. Leave him alone.
We're finishing off, by the way, with news about James Gunn, that they are going to be making a Superman movie, and his first big move at DC is that James Gunn is going to be writing that Superman movie.
Pretty good news, I would say. And just writing, not necessarily directing.
Not necessarily directing. Now, if you remember way back when DC, when they first brought him in for the Suicide Squad movie, they were like, we want you to do Superman. Straight off the bat, we want you to do Superman. And he was like, I love Henry Cavill, but like that was always, I think that was after Batman vs Superman, after Justice League. Like, he was like, I don't want to touch that.
There's a lot of baggage involved.
Yeah, he's like, if I was going to do it, I would like to do it fresh. And I think they at the time were like, well, Henry's in. Like, you can't do another Superman. It's either Henry or nothing. And he was like, okay, I'll do Suicide Squad. Fair enough.
And then he knocked it out of the goddamn
And he
park.
killed it. But now he's in charge. So because they have a clean slate, he's now set focus that the project will focus on the younger hero, the younger years of the hero. And he'll be played by a younger actor to play the Superman role. Maybe have a Smallville intro. Somebody Save Me. Maybe have a villain of the week.
You know, all of Smallville is on Disney Plus now.
Fuck off.
The whole thing.
All of it.
All 10 seasons, baby.
And you'll never get to see him fly, even though when villains take over his body, they can sometimes fly, but then he forgets how to fly.
He doesn't have the confidence in himself. He's not Superman.
But then the last scene in the show is him flying.
Look, was it New 52 or DC Rebirth? They do a younger Superman just arrived to Metropolis kind of a thing.
Yeah.
That could be an interesting time to pick it up.
What do you think of James Gunn in terms of his writing, him and his writing style moving into maybe a Superman genre? I don't think those two are completely like on top of each other. Is it the Venn diagram? I don't know if it meets, but I'm interested to see what he comes up with as well. Yeah,
see, I think he can do heart very well. Like, he can have a lot of heart in his scripts and things like that. Like, if we're basing this just around the Suicide Squad and Guardians of the Galaxy as examples of comic book movies that he's worked on, they are generally funnier characters in movies than Superman generally is. Superman is not usually, gut busting laughs. It's more like bit more cheery and wholesome.
But what he does do well is outcasts. And Superman is the biggest outcast in that he's just an alien in this small town. Just
trying to fit in.
Just trying to fit in. And I think he could really narrow in on that. And I also think that maybe it's good to have some comedy in a Superman movie, Shaun, since the last Superman was so sad.
It was very sad and dour and grim. So
it was so sad. Maybe you have to go the other way. Now, you don't have to make it a laugh a minute, but Superman can be funny. I think Superman can make jokes and be sarcastic. I think it works a lot better that way.
No, yeah, totally. And like, I don't think James Gunn is a bad choice to write a Superman movie. Do
you think he could direct it, or do you think they'll pass it on?
I think they will want him to direct it. I don't know who you would get to direct a Superman movie necessarily. Ben Affleck.
Actually, you know what? That could fuck with everyone if you brought Affleck in as the Superman director.
Like,
I think that'd be good.
Are you okay? We'll get him in then. And he can
I mean, he has a few Oscars. I suppose we could give him a movie.
What if we got David Ayer? Get him in.
No. Todd Phillips.
Josh Trank,
Todd Phillips duo coming in.
They're Lord and Millering this thing.
Who's the best director in the world right now?
Ron Howard. Shit.
Not Ron Howard. Dune director.
Denis Villeneuve.
I think he's the best director in the world.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good shout.
He doesn't miss.
But I don't want to take that man. I don't want to distract that man from Dune for a goddamn second.
See, that's the thing. We have too many loves. I don't want to take him away from Dune because he's killed it.
Martin McDonagh, who did Banshees of Inisherin.
He'd be really good at like the human side of Superman.
I think that could work, you know.
But I think he'd want to write it though. If he was directing it, he'd write it.
Probably.
I don't know. You know what? James Gunn has a lot on his plate. I don't know if he will direct it. I think at this stage, he's writing it in a stage of like, I'll probably direct it later on, but if we find someone better, because I have other things on, because I have like 9 other projects I have to currently work on simultaneously, maybe he's going to have to learn. This could be like a learning thing of like, maybe I don't have to direct it. Maybe I can pass it on, but maybe there's no other director that can like, can get his vibe.
Maybe. And
it's very hard to have, like, he has such a strong voice.
I mean, if he could just hand the script to, I don't know, Greta Gerwig, and she just make a Superman movie.
Greta's great as well. I love the fact that we just went pure A-list, like the best of the best.
I mean, if you're doing Superman, do him well. You can't
You're going to have to do
again,
it well.
Please.
Lads, you cannot fuck this up again. Seriously? You just can't.
The opening few minutes of Man of Steel where he's in that, like, truck stop.
Yeah.
And the guy pushes him and he just doesn't budge. It's the best Superman scene that's ever been put to film.
Ooh, strong. That's pretty good, actually, to be fair. That is pretty good.
Perfectly sums him up.
Guillermo del Toro?
Oh, get Del Toro in.
They get Del Toro in, but have the episode of Justice League where the alien attaches itself to Superman's chest and makes him see, like, his greatest dream, and his greatest dream is, like, Metropolis, or not Metropolis, Krypton. Still, like, working, and he's on Krypton. He has a family, and his parents are alive, and he's so happy. And Superman and Wonder Woman have to fight the alien, and they, like, drag it off his chest. Shaun, just let me cook for a second. They drag him off, and then at some stage Superman's like, this isn't real, and so then he has to tell his son that it's not real, and then he loves him, and then he comes back to Earth, and he's as angry as he's ever been that somebody let him see the thing he wants the most in the world.
That's pretty good. And then for that anger, we hand over directing duties to Eric Kripke, who directs The Boys.
And just have him laser people to death.
Just absolutely murder. Actually, no, don't murder.
No, murder everyone. Shaun, I think that's it for this week's Movie Mondays.
A lot of rumour talk this week, Conor.
A lot of rumour. I think it's strong to start off with rumours and then progressively get better as reporters throughout the year.
This is true, and we might have that DC news later on in the week to look forward to.
We will,
as well. But would you like me to take us out, Conor?
Yeah, sure, why not?
So thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We'll be back on Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero or Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. Big thank you to everyone over on Patreon who supports the show. Patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Link to that in the description. I'm yawning because it's very late as we're recording this. Thank you, and shout outs go to Róisín the Wife Palmer, Joe Burney, Ryan Komatsu, Dozer Enthusiast, Evanson, New Waffles, Who This, David Clarke, Shaun Chuck in the Wash and It'll Be Grand, Jamieson, Dominic, Anna Irish Walrus Forever, Hjelmroos, Danny McLaughlin, No One's Ever Really Gone, Luke Hoth, Lordsmish, Michelle Browne, Michaela Doughty, Buster, Ed Ball, The Adventures of Indiana Jones and the Franchise That Just Won't Die. Conor and Lorraine are really quite embarrassed about all this nickname shithousery and hope Shaun can find it in his heart to forgive them. Russ, there is a character limit on Patreon as it turns out, so this cuts off halfway through, so I'll do my best. Russ, to see you in the new year, let's call a temporary halt to these proceedings, a ceasefire, a cessation of this continued back and forth parfait. And Jackson Bruheim, thank you all for your support. You're wonderful, wonderful people. Links to the Patreon and the merch store are linked down below. Merch store is heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter's at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's Discussion Group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
I think that's about it, Conor.
I think so. So I've been Conor Lawler.
I have been Shaun Meehan.
We shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.